Hello, my loves. So, today we're going to talk about what do you want from life? Happiness, right? A career that feels fulfilling. Well, I'm going to show you how to find a job you can love today in this little bit of a different forum where we're going to have a little mini interactive workshop. And this video is for anyone struggling to discover what they can do in their life to feel truly happy and make a living at, like I do. You know, I never trained to be and do specifically what I created a successful career out of. I didn't have anyone to look up to or to follow. I use the same tools that I'm going to briefly teach you today to create a career that has spanned 24 years. So I want you to pause this video now and grab a piece of paper and a pen. And if you're watching me live, then just make sure to save this video by subscribing to my channel, Thought Pain Therapy by Cassandra McAllen. Okay, ready? So I want you to begin by imagining a Venn diagram. And for those of you unfamiliar with the term, it's a tool where you use two overlapping circles to illustrate a relationship between things. So I printed out an example. And when we're ready, in the first circle, you're going to write down things that you love doing. And in the second circle, what you have skills or abilities for. And where they overlap in the center is going to illuminate a path to a personal and emotionally fulfilling profession. But in order to do this, you first have to discover the following things. What do you love? What are your skills? And what are your abilities? So to begin, it's really essential to clear your mind of any thoughts you might have had about what you can make a career out of. And for the purpose of this exercise today, I want you to simply focus on answering the questions. Okay? So to begin, we're going to focus on what do you love? And without worrying about the diagram, just grab that blank piece of paper and start by writing down a list of things in your life that have brought you the most ease in being a part of. The tasks or circumstances that felt like they just flowed. Time flew by. You were sorry you had to stop. That kind of feeling. Begin. Next, I want you to write down the things that have made you feel good inside to accomplish. And these are the things that you felt were helpful, giving, supportive, and made you feel valued and appreciated. So pause and write those down. And lastly, I want you to write down a list of things that you've done in your life that made you feel confident, brilliant, sexy, witty, funny, or you just admire yourself for completing. You know those times where you think to yourself, I'm amazing. Look at me go. I kicked ass at that. Okay, write those down. Now, if you combine these things together, you will find things that you love doing for the sole reason of doing them. So pause me again and find the commonalities between these three lists. Okay, ready? Next, you're going to write down a list of your skills and abilities. Now, skills are things that you've studied at or trained to be able to accomplish. These are things that you went to school for, or maybe were taught as a child by your parents or throughout your life. So now pause and make a list of all the things that you've been trained to know how to do. And you don't have to be an expert in any of them. All I want you to do is write down things that you know the average person doesn't or may not know. Okay. Lastly, you're going to make a list of your personal abilities. Now, an ability is something that you may have never been trained at, but you're just good at it. Maybe you find that you're really good with people or machines or math or cooking or organizing or pets or whatever. Write those down now. All right. Now that you have the information, I want you to create a Venn diagram on another piece of paper. On the left, you're going to write down those things that you found that gave you peace, made you feel supportive and good about yourself. These are the things that you love. And on the right, you're going to write down what you realized your skills and your abilities are. And then you're going to brainstorm ideas of how these things connect, and you're going to place them in the middle. And when you're doing this, don't worry about what you think the possible careers out there could be. Just place in the center things that you can accomplish with ease, joy, and confidence. And that is your personal vision of success, doing something that brings you all these wonderful feels. And I'll tell you what to do with this information in a few minutes. But first, I want you to find that special blissful intersection or center. So pause me again. Now, it's important for us to realize that so much of our lives were imprinted by our parents, our teachers, society itself, of what a career needs to look like, and also how money actually equals success instead of happiness. And if you're like me, so many different passions you might have had as a child and growing up were shot down by authority figures for not being good enough or making us or them look good enough or making enough money. We let our dreams be stolen from us because we didn't know any better. And honestly, neither did the ones that told you not to bother. You can bet that they were told the same things by their caregivers and teachers. You know, when I was growing up, schools actually gave us aptitude tests where you filled things out and they basically told our young, inspiring minds what we should settle for. Horrible things, in my opinion. I saw my friends with brilliant and creative thoughts and ideas feel like they should give them up after being told that they should be something that gave them absolutely no joy because they would never be successful at what they did. One of my favorite quotes, and you know I have a lot, is find a job you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life. And honestly, so many of us are raised to think that we have to spend the majority of our lives working for the man or the gold watch or the title or what our parents wanted to be and now want us to be. The only choices we felt left with were often out and out rebellion. And that could sometimes turn into semi-destructive things, or falling into line to make other people happy with their decisions by embodying them through our lives. How many of you are going to school right now studying something you hate because you weren't given any real choice not to? or working in a job you just show up for because you have to pay the bills. We somehow have forgotten that mere existence is not what we're here to do. We didn't decide in advance to join this game of life to merely follow the rules and get to the end. I believe we joined to thrive, to take brave chances and even make risky but self-honoring choices, and even to lose again and again until we win. Now, you may say, hey, I got to learn a living. I have obligations. And I get that. But you can fulfill them and yourself at the same time if you start believing you can. Some more quotes by successful entrepreneurs. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Or there is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve, and that's the fear of failure. The fear of not living a successful life was bred into us as children. What often failed to be taught, however, was what actual success means. And in my opinion, it's living your life in the center of that diagram. So, now that you have a vision of what you could do to truly be successful in life, I want you to set aside some time to put it into practice. Maybe you already have the tools to begin at home. Maybe you know someone who could support you in trying something new. Maybe you've already had this dream for years and just needed someone to help provide you with clarity, which my hope is that this little video might have helped with. You don't have to worry about what this occupation looks like yet. Just put creativity into imagining it. A profession that is yours, made for you. You don't need to want someone else's job, but it's okay if you do. If you already know what you want, then find the tools to get you there. And if you don't, then this is the perfect opportunity to invent what you and only you can. The world needs more dreams put into action. The world needs what only you can give it. It's time to give your fear and doubts a break from ruling your amazing creative mind. And finally give yourself a chance to become what you're here to be. Just like I gave to me. I believe in you. Go do the thing. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope again that you've paused me and written down all these things, and that you now have a new idea of what you could be doing with your life that would make you love it instead of just existing in it. Oh, I see a comment by another successful entrepreneur who I know is living her amazing life, doing some creative, incredible, unique things that she herself invented. So proud of you, sister. Someone else said, thank you so much. I'm planning to listen again and take more time to answer. I think that's a great idea. Thank you both for joining me, and thank everyone for being here. You're welcome. I love you. Go be your remarkable self and make money at it. Okay. Feel free to continue writing comments and I'll answer any questions. And as always, you can always reach me directly. Take care of yourself for me.